Hello and welcome. I'm Colleen Tuohy, Head of Marketing at Scrunch AI, and I'm excited to be joined today by one of our standout agency partners. We'll be diving into AI search and how it's transforming discovery and what brands can do to stay visible. So to kick things off and to get started, for Dane, for if you could please introduce yourself and tell us about you and what your team's focused on.
Sure. Thanks for having me. Very excited to be chatting with you. So I'm Dane Manning, Senior Vice President of Media at Socius Marketing. Socius is a performance-driven digital agency. We specialize in home services and healthcare, those industries primarily. And really, we do whatever it takes to help our clients grow their digital presence. So from SEO, PPC, social media, and web design, all the way to lead generation through owned and operated online directories and options that we have for pay per lead and pay per call performance products. So kind of the whole gamut of again that web presence, and that's really what our team's focused on right now is this digital presence, what I would call total web visibility or discoverability. Making sure and helping our customers show up not just in traditional search rankings, but across all the touch points where consumers are engaging or could be engaging with their brand. So that's the big shift right now, right? So that's the AI generated answers, Google Business Profile, map packs, directories, PPC, social media, reviews. And so that may not always mean a click to the website, and what I think we'll talk more about that, but it's why we're adapting. And I think obviously the fastest growing area here is AI search.
Sure.
Um, and so, it's a timely conversation that we're having today as we try to meet that rising trend and shift in consumer behavior.
That's great. And what would you say, we talk a lot about AI search. What would you say the biggest shift is that you're seeing in how brands are showing up across AI search or AI powered discovery?
I think the biggest shift is that search is no longer just a gateway to information. It's becoming the destination for answers in content. So what that means then, so that's a shift in itself, but then the shift in, strategies in our customers is the playbook changes too. So it's not just rank, then get the click, then get the conversion, which is that more traditional path that we're used to. It's becoming the becoming included in the answer. And so adjusting the thought process and strategy to adapt to that is what's critical right now in meeting that shift.
Interesting. And can you share maybe like one or two ways that you're helping a current client, navigate this new journey to AI search?
Sure. So one example is a foundation repair client. Like I said, we do a lot in the home services and home improvement space. So traditionally, as you can imagine, their strategy was very focused on rankings and local SEO, and it very much still is. But what we started seeing was, looking in the AI search platforms like ChatGPT and, just doing some basic prompting with, who offers the best basement foundation warranty in Atlanta, who is the best reviewed, the most affordable, certified, and we would consistently see a couple of their key, self-identified competitors that were showing up consistently for those prompts. And so, we tweaked our strategy a little bit to optimize their content and their reviews with language that was more focused around, best reviewed, affordable, certified. And so those are the on-site optimizations or tweaks, but there's also off-site. So we start to look at the sources that are consistently being referenced, places like Yelp, Angie, even Best Pick Reports, which is one of our owned and operated directories, which was pretty cool to see that starting to show up. But that was a learning in ourselves and just how AI perceives authority from a source standpoint, where, typically Yelp, Reddit, Google tend to be very authoritative in general. But when it comes to these specific niche industries, you start to see more of these niche review and rating sources that are showing up more consistently as citations and sources for those respective verticals. So that was really an interesting finding as we've tracked some of our customers more consistently.
And just to follow up on that, is that something that you're using the Scrunch AI platform to uncover?
It wasn't a primary objective of ours, but it's become one. We really set out to help track on behalf of our customers, but we're kind of a customer ourselves since we do have the owned and operated side of the business. And so as we've seen some of our own directories show up more and more, we're leveraging it more in that way to understand how we can help our owned and operated directories become more authoritative as a citation source, and then packaging that up for some of our clients has become a really cool way to leverage the tool.
That's great. And what would you say, just looking forward, like what are most brands, when you think about their level of preparedness, like what do you think most brands aren't prepared for when it comes to AI search? Any thoughts there?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I think most brands, and even I don't even think we're fully prepared for this, right? I mean, as quick as this is moving and evolving, I think the toughest thing right now for folks to be prepared for is as these platforms are delivering direct answers, it's natural for clicks to websites to naturally drop. But
Mhm.
that doesn't mean or necessarily mean that your brand is underperforming. Your
Sure.
brand could still be more in demand and visible than ever, but it's just not coming through in these traditional click-based metrics that we're used to. And I think not immediately associating a decrease in web traffic as a negative thing is the toughest thing for brands to get their mind around. So, that's why it's really kind of adjusting that focus to be more holistic.
Sure.
And so what we're trying to do to help with that, so we've developed a customer portal that we're in the process of rolling out, and it's designed to try to give clients more of that single place to pull in these signals and these touch points across all the ways that customers are engaging. Again, not just search rankings. AI is obviously a big part of that, and that's why partners like Scrunch play a huge part in being able to help us pull in from all these different places more than we're used to, but provide a portal that tries to keep it all in one place for
Sure.
customers to not have to go to all these different places as the user behavior is shifting.
That's great. And I think you touched upon something that reminds me of a future blog post on how KPIs and metrics are evolving in this new space. There's the little bit of the before and after. So I think stay tuned. We'll be getting one of those up on the blogs. I think we're seeing it unfold in real time because I think
Yeah.
there's a need for traditional KPI tracking and also like this new set of KPIs that, to your point earlier around website traffic, things that might be a false red alarm, a false red flag. Awesome.
Yes. Yeah, that's perfect because the more so as you get uncomfortable with that shift happening, you get more comfortable, the better you're able to track the different places where it's going, right? And again, you're not going to be able to capture all of it. It's getting harder and harder to do that. But the more you can kind of get your mind around it and start to get as many of those touch points coming in as possible, the more comfortable you get with it, the more comfortable you get with adjusting your strategy to adjust to it.
Sure. So I always like to wrap things up with a bit of a lightning round. So I'm going to say a word or phrase, and if you can describe each of these in a word or two, we can close this out. But I'd say marketing's future in an AI world is
Presence,
Scrunch AI is
foundational, essential,
AI search is.
evolving constantly.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Dane, for sharing your insights today. It's clear that AI search is reshaping how brands need to think about visibility, and agencies like Socius Marketing are doing an incredible job helping businesses stay ahead in this evolving space. And for everyone watching, if you want to learn more about Scrunch AI, our agency partner program, or more about Socius Marketing, you can visit us at scrunchai.com. I want to thank everyone for tuning in and look forward to what's next.